The moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. Two titans of their respective realms, each a master of their craft, are about to go head-to-head in a bout that promises to be nothing short of legendary. Today, we're bringing you an exclusive edge-of-your-seat preview of a fight that has set the sporting universe ablaze. The boxing ring is about to play host to a colossal clash, pitting the one and only Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, against the fierce and mighty Francis The Predator Ngannou. It's a matchup that transcends boundaries, where two warriors from entirely different fighting backgrounds come face to face. This showdown is not just about supremacy, it's about settling the debate of who truly reigns supreme in the realm of combat sports. So, if you're a fight aficionado or just a casual fan looking for the most epic showdown of the year, you're in the right place.
But in this case, we got Tyson Fury, why is it so dangerous for him?
Because the other guy can punch.
Buckle up, because we're about to break down everything you need to know about this colossal collision. It's raw power versus tactical finesse, unpredictability versus experience. Who will emerge victorious in this epic showdown? Let's find out.
Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is it possible that you go and fight Tyson Fury and then the UFC comes back to you and says, listen?
You won't believe it, but it's happening. Two giants of combat sports, the heavyweight boxing champion Tyson Fury and the former UFC heavyweight champ Francis Ngannou, are set to square off in a boxing showdown on October 28 and the venue? Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Yep, it's going to be a classic boxing match, right in the squared circle, with all the usual boxing rules. What we do know for sure is that this is a game changer in the world of combat sports. Fury is stoked about it, saying, "I can't wait to get back out there under the lights. I'm looking forward to showing the world that the Gypsy King is the greatest fighter of his generation in an epic battle with another master of his craft." This announcement comes after 15 months of teasing from Fury and Ngannou. The two were talking about this bout way back when Fury was defending his title against Dillian Whyte. Back then, Ngannou boldly claimed that the winner of this showdown would earn the title of the baddest motherf on the planet, and Fury was quick to agree. We're not talking two light guys, 140 pounds. I'm 270, he's 270. It's going to be an explosive fight when it happens, Fury said. Ngannou's been itching for a chance to step into the boxing ring, which is one of the reasons he parted ways with the UFC and their big boss, Dana White. He's now with the Professional Fighters League and has his eyes on both worlds. So, who knows what this epic showdown might lead to? Let's break down the vital statistics for Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury, also known as the Gypsy King, boasts an unblemished record of 33 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw, including a formidable 24 knockouts, and he stands tall at a towering 6 feet 9 inches, weighing in at 268.75 pounds of pure force. His reach extends an incredible 85 inches, and at 34 years old, he'll turn 35 on fight night. Fury keeps it classic with an orthodox fighting stance, and he's seen action in 220 rounds. Meanwhile, Francis Ngannou, known as The Predator, brings his MMA experience into the ring with 17 victories, 3 losses, and 12 knockout wins. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing 257 pounds, Ngannou's reach spans 83 inches, and he'll celebrate his 37th birthday on the night of the fight. Like Fury, he's an orthodox fighter and has endured 35 intense MMA rounds, and pro boxing in the 1980s under the Gypsy nickname. The Fury family boasts a long lineage of prominent bare-knuckle fighters, including notable King of the Gypsies Uriah Burton and Bartley Gorman. Tyson Fury has also fought under names like the Furious One and Too Fast Fury, but it's the Gypsy King that has stuck and helped build his reputation. He's leaned into the culture, even naming his 3 sons Prince Fury, once stating, "I'm a king, and they're princes until they earn their rightful name." Despite an amazing start to his boxing career, Fury's decline soon followed when he failed a drug test and battled mental health issues, leading to a near 3-year hiatus from boxing when his weight ballooned to 400 alls. After returning to the ring in 2018, Fury finally got his second world title shot against Deontay Wilder's WBC belt. Though many felt Fury deserved the win in their classic first fight, it was scored a controversial draw. But the Gypsy King would leave no doubt in the rematch, dominating Wilder en route to a 7th round TKO. The two heavyweights completed their trilogy in 2021 with another Fury knockout victory. Now the stage is set for Tyson Fury to take on his most unique challenge yet in Francis Ngannou. It's a true clash of the titans that has fans buzzing with anticipation. Now let's dissect the boxing abilities of these two fighters, and believe me, Tyson Fury is a puzzle inside the squared circle. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches with an 85-inch reach, he's got the tools to keep opponents at bay, firing off power shots from a distance while making it a nightmare to get in close. But he's not just a long-range sniper. In fights like his rematch with Deontay Wilder, he can turn into a battering ram, using his size to march forward and break opponents down up close. Now shifting the spotlight to Francis Ngannou's boxing skills, it's a bit of a conundrum since MMA is a whole different beast. However, one thing's clear, he's no stranger to mixing it up. Whether he's in a traditional right-handed stance or throwing left-handed uppercuts, Ngannou knows how to string punches together and doesn't rely on single shots. He's aggressive, closes the distance effectively, and keeps the action busy. But here's where the plot thickens. When he faced Cyril Gane, arguably his most skilled UFC foe in terms of boxing, Ngannou found himself on an even playing field for the first couple of rounds on their feet. But his route to victory involved takedowns and top control, not an option in a boxing ring. So, when it comes to comparing their pure boxing prowess, it's a one-sided story. Advantage, well, that's firmly in Fury's corner. Wins within a year to put the division on notice. KO wins over Andrei Arlovski and Alistair Overeem followed, establishing Ngannou as a serious title threat. But his momentum was halted when Stipe Miocic dominated him over 5 rounds in his first title shot. A dismal performance against Derek Lewis after that led to public criticism from UFC boss Dana White. After relocating from France to America, Ngannou rebounded by scoring 3 sub-60-second KOs in his next 4 fights to earn a rematch with Miocic. This time, he completed his underdog story by knocking out Miocic in round 2 to capture UFC heavyweight gold. Ngannou became just the 3rd African-born champ in UFC history. Despite the title victory, contract issues soured the relationship between Ngannou and the UFC. After failing to negotiate a better deal, Ngannou saw out his contract by defending against Cyril Gane. He finally became a free agent in 2022 after years of friction, with the promotion over money and freedom. Securing big paydays in boxing while still competing in MMA ultimately motivated Ngannou's split from the UFC. Now the Predator has a chance to showcase his skills and star power on the global stage against boxing's best in Tyson Fury. It's the clash of titans that Ngannou has been seeking, and his ruthless, determined mentality gives him a fighter's chance at shockingly dethroning the Gypsy King. When it comes to punching power, it's a hot topic for fans, trainers, and even the fighters themselves. And if Francis Ngannou wants to stand a chance in a boxing showdown with Fury, he's got to land his big punch. Remember that left uppercut knockout of Alistair Overeem at UFC 218? It's still talked about, even after 6 years, and Dana White couldn't help but sing Ngannou's praises before his battles with Stipe Miocic in 2018. White said, "His punches are equivalent to 96 horsepower, like getting hit by a speeding Ford Escort or a full-force overhead blow from a 12-pound sledgehammer. Holies." Tyson Fury's been dropped 6 times in 10-ounce boxing gloves, which are larger than the 4-ouncers Ngannou wears in MMA, but he always bounces back. In his recent bouts with Deontay Wilder, Fury took 2 knockdowns in their first meeting in 2018, managing to salvage a draw, and then dropped Wilder twice more before knockout in the 11th round in 2021. Wilder, who's knocked out everyone except Fury, stands at 6 feet 7 inches and weighed 238 pounds in their 3rd fight. Now, whether Ngannou's power can translate to the bigger boxing gloves, and more importantly, If he can land those fight-ending punches, will be the key to his competitive fate. In this department, the advantage goes to Ngannou. With Iron Mike in his corner, Francis Ngannou just leveled up his chances at shocking Tyson Fury and the boxing world. By parting ways with the UFC, Ngannou now has full freedom to devote all his training to boxing. No longer splitting time between mastering MMA and boxing, he can zero in on developing the specific skills needed to thrive against Fury. With legendary coach Mike Tyson fine-tuning his technique, Ngannou is leveling up rapidly. His boxing still has room to grow, but his singular focus on it since exiting the constraints of the UFC gives him an advantage coming into the biggest fight of his career. This strategic move sets Ngannou up for the upset. Let's talk defense, and boy, does Tyson Fury have a story to tell. Sure, you might remember that incredible rise from the canvas after a Wilder combo in their first bout, but Fury's got some solid defensive moves up his sleeve. He's not just banking on his towering size. He's got some nifty footwork for a big guy, and he can bob, weave, and slit punches with the best of them. In his clashes with Wilder, he made the Olympic medalist look downright amateurish as he swung wildly in vain. And when the door opens for a counter, Fury rarely misses the opportunity. It's like he's got a GPS for those openings. Now when it comes to Ngannou, it's a different story. He had a target on his back in the UFC, getting tagged with 59% of overall strike attempts, and against Cyril Gane, it was a hopping 74%. He might have endured some damage, but he's shown resilience in his MMA losses, all of which came by decision. But let's face it, facing a powerhouse like Fury is a whole different ballgame. In the defense game, it's clear the advantage lies with Fury. Now let's get real about Ngannou's X Factor, and no, we're not joking around here. The man's a physical beast, standing at 6 feet 4 inches and packing nearly 260 pounds of pure muscle. With a track record of stopping 12 out of 17 MMA opponents in under 2 rounds, he's a force to be reckoned with. But hold on a minute, this isn't a pose down or a power slap competition. We're talking about boxing, and he's venturing into Fury's territory. Fury has danced with giants in the ring, handling opponents of Ngannou's size and even larger without breaking a sweat. Plus, there's no takedown threat here, like what Gane posed, so it's hard to imagine Ngannou having anything serious up his sleeve unless he lands that perfect punch. So, unless he's ready to put on a show for the spectacle's sake, it's not looking too pretty for Ngannou. Now let's talk about Fury's X Factor. This guy has everything to lose, literally everything. Forget the odds, which will undoubtedly heavily favor Fury. Just picture the shockwaves if he were to be knocked out. He's a 2-time champ, undefeated as a pro, avenged a draw with 2 KO victories, and defeated fighters with more ring experience than Ngannou could dream of. Assuming this bout is more about legitimate competition than scripted WWE trauma, a genuine loss for Fury would not only send the boxing is dead critics into a frenzy, but could also leave some lasting scars on the reigning heavyweight king of the ring. While some might brush it off as a fluke or claim Fury didn't take it seriously, it's tough to erase the image of the era's best heavyweight losing to a newcomer in his first boxing bout. It's tough to erase the image of the era's best heavyweight losing to a newcomer in his first boxing bout. It's tough to erase the image of the era's best heavyweight losing to a newcomer in his first boxing bout. It's tough to erase the image of the era's best heavyweight losing to a newcomer bout. There's a reason they call Francis Ngannou the Predator. He's got the kind of punching power that can send shockwaves through the ring and leave opponents questioning their life choices. His knockout victories in the MMA world are legendary, and they showcase the kind of unbridled force he can bring to a fight. Now, imagine that kind of power in a boxing ring. One perfectly placed punch from Ngannou can change the entire trajectory of a fight. It's not just about winning, it's about winning spectacularly.